Alright, everybody. It's our final division predictions. We wrap this up today with the Atlantic Division. Apologies for this. All these previews coming out a little bit later than planned. Things got a little bit busy and we weren't able to get these out at the time that they were expected to be released. But yeah, here we are. It's time to preview the Atlantic Division, so I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's get into it. So starting off here at number 8, and by the way, I only got one right out of this division. So overall, let's see, 6 plus 2 is 8 out of 32. I got 8 out of 32 division placements correct. That's not horrible. It's probably better than some people's, but still not that good. We'll see if next year's are way better. So anyways, at number 8 here, I have the Montreal Canadiens finishing 8th overall this year. Last season, I had them finishing 5th, coming off of a Stanley Cup final. Then obviously, they fell off a cliff and finished at 8. It was a bad season overall. The Ducharme thing, all that stuff was just not fun. Not fun at all. So yeah, definitely Montreal finishing 8th. It's absolutely going to happen. But some of the young guys getting spots. Goulet, Ekjerask. I probably said that wrong. I definitely said that wrong. I have no idea how to say his last name. And Slavkovsky, obviously making the NHL team. So obviously they're going to be playing in the NHL this coming season. And then young guys like Cole Caulfield as well. Nick Suzuki being named the new captain. The Habs did make a lot of moves this past offseason. So it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do. But obviously this team's most likely going to finish 8th overall. But that's not that big of a deal. They're trying to build towards a better future, and I think the Habs are progressing in that direction. Anyways, here at number 7, I had the Buffalo Sabres. I had them at 8th last season, and they finished 5th, so they reluctantly surprised me, and a lot of people, for being honest, but don't let them finishing at 7th make you think that this team is bad. They really are not going to be that bad this coming season. I don't believe that. They have a lot of young players coming into the lineup. They just named Kyle Okposo their brand new captain. So obviously there's a lot of things going on there with Buffalo, but they should be good. They have a lot of younger players like Jack Quinn, Jason Peterka, Tage Thompson. They're going to come into the lineup this coming season, and they should play well. They should develop chemistry with each other, and this team should be building towards playoffs. The Dark Ages should be hopefully behind us now. Hopefully. Anyways, here moving on to number 6, I have the Detroit Red Wings. Now, the Red Wings, last season I had them at 7th, and they finished at 6th, so I'm going to put them at 6th yet again for this coming season. I just believe that this team, maybe they aren't close enough to a playoff spot just yet, but I definitely think they could push for one, or they could be a team that definitely improves on some of their strengths and definitely is much better of a team come next season, the season after this one. So we'll see what is going on there with the Red Wings, but obviously they got some different pieces like David Perron, Andrew Kopp. They're looking interesting, but I don't think they're going to impress that many people all too much this coming season. I think they're going to finish 6th overall, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think this team just wants to develop more of their players. Edvinson's recently been sent down to the Griffins, so obviously they're going to try and develop their younger players, and this team could be a super team come next season. So we'll see. At number 5, on the other hand, I have the Ottawa Senators. So I'm wearing the Senators. This is obviously a team that, is interesting. They got a lot of key pieces this past offseason with Claude Giroux, Alex DeBrincat. They looked really interesting. Definitely making some interesting moves. And Jacob Chikrin could happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it could happen. And we were seeing maybe there's going to be a trade that happens. It's not looking like it right now because opening night's tomorrow. But obviously, we're going to get to see what Ottawa is going to do. But I think they will make the playoffs under that wild card spot 100%. But we'll see, obviously. So Ottawa is going to be an interesting team there. We'll see. They're one of those teams that they could make it, they could not. It all depends on if a team above them falls off, but I don't see that happening. All right, anyways, at number 4 here, I have the Boston Bruins. So last season, I had the Bruins finishing at 1st. That didn't go so well. And then they finished at 4th. So obviously they kind of fell off there a little bit. And I know people are going to probably put them out of the playoffs mainly because of those injuries. 100%. Marchand being out, McAvoy being out. Definitely people are going to take them out because of those injuries. But I don't see it. I think that those injuries are definitely going to affect them. But Boston has been in this situation before. And people need to remember that. In 2021, heading into that shortened season with the weird division standings or whatever, Boston had a lot of players out. They had Marchand out. They had Pastrnak out. I'm pretty sure they might have even had Bergeron out too. but they still made the playoffs. They were still a really good team. So I still believe that Boston will still make it, but they won't be like top 3 finishing seed or anything like that. They'll still be a good hockey team. I just don't think they'll make it, or they won't make the top 3. They'll definitely make the playoffs. Number 3, we have a team that's definitely going to go through a deep regression this coming season. I have the Florida Panthers finishing at 3rd. So obviously last season I had Florida finishing at 3rd actually, and they finished 1st. They had an amazing season. They exploded offensively, but really, I don't see that happening again with guys like Jonathan Huberdeau leaving and some of the most electric players I've ever seen leave the Florida Panthers, like Huberdeau and Giroux. They're gone, so really not so good. No, like it just doesn't make this team that good offensively anymore, really. They're still solid, but like obviously with like Duclair being out as well, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for this team at all. So I don't think they're going to miss the playoffs, but they're not going to finish 1st. They will definitely regress. They're not going to be that good of a team this coming season. It sucks, but you know, when you lose players like that, it happens. Anyways, here, moving on to number 2. Now, number 2 and 1 are going to be very close to each other. They're going to be pretty much like right on top of each other when it comes to points. I have the Tampa Bay Lightning finishing 2nd overall this season in that Atlantic Division. Now, Tampa, I had them at 4th last year. I really did not have a lot of faith in this team. And, I mean, like, I wasn't entirely too wrong. They finished 3rd, but I think this team will be a lot better and definitely could be an electric team. Absolutely. If Kucherov can stay healthy, if Braden Point can stay healthy, this team will be a lot better regular season-wise. I mean, they made the Cup Finals the past 3 years. You got to think that, you know, they got to be better regular season-wise 100%. So, you know, if Point can stay healthy, he'll have an absolute insane 100-point season. Kucherov could hit 130. I honestly believe that. Kucherov's an insane player, just hasn't really gotten to see the light of day of a full NHL season since 2018-19. And that season, Tampa was unbelievable. So, I wouldn't count him out for finishing 1st overall. But who I have at 1st overall is the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, this was the only division prediction for the Atlantic that I got correct last season. I had them at 2nd, and they finished 2nd. So that was the only correct one that I had out of the Atlantic. So obviously, Toronto, interesting team. They haven't made the 1st round or made it past the 1st round in a while. So that's obviously something that everybody brings up every single year, but we have to until it actually happens. This could be the year. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, this is definitely the year. This could be the year. I'm going to say that now because I've said this is the year the past 2 years. I'm just going to say this could be the year. Because I think Toronto, you know, they got a lot of pieces. It looks interesting, definitely. But the only thing that I'm a little bit iffy on for this team is the goaltending. Matt Murray and Ilya Samsonov. I'm not sure if that's going to fly. I'm not sure if Toronto fans are really going to fly with that through a whole season. We'll see, though. But, yeah, that's your Atlantic Division predictions. Toronto should be a good team to finish 1st overall. They're just electric as a whole. They're amazing. Like Matthews, Nylander, like, shall I go on? Like, they're a great team, nonetheless. So they should be good. They should finish 1st. But yeah, that is my Atlantic Division predictions. And that is my standings predictions for 2022-23. That's officially done. All of them are now out in public now throughout all of my platforms. So that is good. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Apologies for not posting all 4 of them last season. Apparently, I just never posted Pacific. It was weird. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching. For us Sports Later, really do appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe down below if you're new. But anyways, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.